Fala aí galera, beleza? Bem-vindos a mais uma livezinha. Então bora jogar um pouco. Bora resolver as paradas aqui no jogo. Fazer missão. Vamos lá. Primeiro fazer diária, né, gente? Eu tô com o time de 500. Nenhuma honra de 500 quê? 500, tá. Nossa, missão daquele carinha de novo. Aquele carinha doido. Ah não, ainda bem que não é. Eu achei que era daquele artista ali, mas não é não, tá de boa. Deixa eu só ver se eu tô com time de amizade. Esse aqui é o time de amizade, mas...
Who's our next target?
Vambora. Nossa, os pets estão tudo louco. Eita, vai começar a lagar. Fala aí, Dias, bom? Tranquilo? Dá pra ouvir bem aí? Cadê o bicho que eu pego? Aqui. Vou pegar a habilidade dele. Fala aí, Gladson, bom dia. Agora lá no subterrâneo da cidade. Cara, que calor, mano. Ufa. Ah, Fábio não tá aqui não. Foi fazer uma entrevista hoje. Eita, preu. Vai travar tudo. Galera, se cair a live é porque o PC não aguentou, tá? Calor tá surreal, mano. Você já sabe, se cair a live é porque deu ruim aqui. Tesouro. Encontre o tesouro. DRAC2, Narida, Furina e Yau Yau. Ah, acho que fica legal, hein? No caso aí, você... Tipo, a Narida, a Furina, você focar pra ela causar dano nos pets é legal, né? A DRC2 já vai ter um pouco de dano. Iau Iau, fazer reação. Eita, a narrida já era, né? Tá bom. Nossa senhora. Não começa a travar não o PC. Ano que vem eu acho que verei um PC pra mim. Ah, é? Tem que ver um PC bom, rapaz. As memórias do caos. Um PC que nem o meu assim. É que o meu PC é antigo, né? Então não tem muito o que falar também. Thank you this. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Eu tô jogando em inglês, galera, porque eu tive que baixar o jogo de novo, achando que era o jogo que tava com problema. No fim é a memória RAM. Eu já tá dando sinais de cansaço já? Ixi. Vixe, mano. O meu só tá o pó. Quem que é Violet? The Violet. Quem é this? What is this? Tem que tomar bastante água. Cozinhar? Cozinhar é pouco. Mano do céu. Que calor é esse? Nossa, e a noite, cara? A noite também tá assim. Pra dormir é um saco. Se perde só 2 GB se você deletar o inglês e ficar com o idioma japonês. Eu perco? Então é que quando eu baixei o jogo, Play Games, que eu falei pra você, eu tive que baixar o jogo. Pra me baixar agora o áudio japonês é 15 GB. Aí eu tenho que esperar baixar o japonês pra me excluir o inglês, né? Depois eu vou fazer isso com o tempo. Tem que jogar com cuidado aqui que a qualquer momento pode acontecer uma tragédia no meu PC. E aí, Sasuke, bom? Sasuke. Sazuki-ruki. Por enquanto tá indo, né? Play Games. Opa! Oh não, Def não, cara. Ó, você tá sentindo que o PC já tá. Ó, você sente que ele começa a dar umas travadinhas de leve. É, começa a dar engasgada. Engasgou. De boa?
Barbados, found us. Say cheese. Let the world collide.
Ano passado tive que trocar a fonte, meu PC não estava aguentando rodar a placa de vídeo. Ah, aí é complicado, se sua placa é muito boa, tem que ter uma fonte boa. Ah, não é ruim, cara, tem que saber jogar com ela, né? Nossa, galera, tá dando umas travadas cabulosas aqui, velho. Eita, será que vai aguentar? Será que irá aguentar? Se eu sumir, vocês já sabem no que deu. Vamos, PC, eu sei que você aguenta, PC, vai. A live aí tá travando? Não, né?
Stronger than I anticipated.
Start hitting explosives.
Through me, justice is served. Your penance is due. You stay condemned. Guilty. You stay condemned. Your penance is due.
Aí. Pior que era boa, porém acredito que deu pau por causa de um monte de problemas elétricos que teve na minha região. Putz, mano, aí é foda. Olha, uma areia do tempo interessante. Sério mesmo? Aí deu ruim. Caraca, velho. Dura quando acontece isso, sabe? Dá problema grave assim. Pit 70 e nada, vou pistolar com a D. Com a Darway. Ué? Que isso, Matheus? Acho que eu vou fazer modo história. Antes, vou dar uma conferida nesses artefatos. As artes do fato da Furina. A Furina tem uma arte de fatos. Precisava de uma com recarga, taxa crítica, dano crítico e recarga. Ou seja, não foi dessa vez. Ai ai. Areia do tempo, essa tá com vida. Essa aqui tá com ataque. Essa aqui tá com vida, porém não tem. Vamos fortalecer essa daqui pra ver. Deixa-me ver alguma coisa aqui interessante. Interessantes, cara. 30. És muito cabreira. És muito brabo. És muito controlado. Aff. 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 Aí eu troquei a fonte e não deu mais problema. Agora é hardware de 2017 que está dando sinais de cansaço. Mas como assim, mano? Tá com problema na rede elétrica aí ainda, cara. Porque não era pra estar com essas paradas aí, tá ligado? É, véi. Quanto de dano crítico eu tô com ela? Deixa eu me ver. 200. 200. Tá, 200. O problema é que essa de vida que eu peguei, ela não tá... É, cara, não procurou recarga. Eu precisava de uma com recarga. Aí ferra, hein? Aí ferra o rolê. Bom. Bombardeado. Bom, bomba de rato. Vamos ver o que está nos aguardando. A gente podia ganhar na parada lá e a gente ganha 10 tiros. Nossa, eu queria, hein? Tomara. Tomara que ganhe, velho.
Got any new commissions? Specifically one with a huge more attack, perhaps? Paimon's just being enthusiastic. We're old friends now, she gets it.
Nossa. Inglês é mostra.
It's always a pleasure
Desacostumei,
to see
cara.
most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is
O hardware é
looking for a
modesto?
temporary replacement actress for their
Desconfio que seja isso, mas minha máquina é antiga já. Mas a sua é antiga, imagina a minha.
unable to perform the
Ué.
role. But the team has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
Volunteer?
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience.
Rapaz, eu tô sentindo que daqui a pouco vai morrer o PC.
Helping.
Olha lá.
Why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves,
Uma
but you
operação.
might be able to help him figure out another solution.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder. He looks like he just ate a sour lemon.
Ué.
Paimon approved. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hello there. Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two. Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer
It's
was a long
okay.
shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. That's the thing. We're not some high-profile.
Nós somos uma
Just a
trupe.
group of amateur. All our sets and props are very. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah. This is supposed to
Espetáculo final.
Nobody wants things
Só isso que eu
just-
precisava saber. Ah, o espetáculo final antes do cara. É.
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor. And I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who? That's how you know we're the best of partners. She's really good at performing, and she...
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her. You're... That was a joke, right?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but
Ixi,
Paimon's pretty confident that she
atrás da Furina.
Not wrong, Vic, but even if she's still
Vambora
related
então.
to many people in Font... Well,
Colocar a Furina pra atuar.
fair enough. I'm sure
Lauvik.
No point in stress. And besides,
Lauvik.
things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty.
Parece da Furica. É isso aí mesmo, Dias.
Wait, where does Furina actually live?
As it happens, I have her current address here.
Endereço atual dela aqui.
When did you get here?
Nossa.
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. It is my duty.
Thank you, man.
Bom,
Wow, now that we...
pegou o endereço, agora bora. Pararara, parara, pa, pa, para. Piriri, piriri, piriri. Bora. Vai lá, sino de Sinabra. Agora creio que não está ele aqui embaixo.
Did Catherine really give us the right address? Not that there's anything wrong with
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't in earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Okay, when did Catherine there become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip.
A voz dela em inglês, como que é?
So I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food. But now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking, not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and
Você viu a história completa dela, Dias?
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or blubber profiteroles in no time if I felt so inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cook.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here. Just let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please...
Sorry, where's the...
Caraca, o jeito que ela fala.
Yeah, exactly. What the traveler said. Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec. You weren't exactly holding back either.
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Como assim ela não tem visão?
That's serious. It's just very specific.
Né?
You're the one with...
Oh? Well, if
Ué?
that's the case, then...
Nessa missão que vai mostrar como que ela vai pegar a visão, será?
About your attitude just now. So tell me, what specific...
A visão dela sumiu mesmo. Eita, pro.
Specific.
Ué? Ué, Nani, o que aconteceu?
I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. But given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully...
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you.
True, but I have made a decision. Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro
Então ela vai ganhar então nessa missão aqui, Dias?
I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible
Indelével.
mark on me. Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm, of course, not
Sabe o andarilho? Aham, sei.
It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at can say that I no longer desire to play any new role.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception,
O jeito que ela fala.
a backdoor for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary, and so I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Fanfarra?
Nope.
Short and to the point. Okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with, since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it.
Oxi.
Is there
Whoosh.
anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have...
It's alright, Farina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the yeah, I guess that's all we can do now.
Plano B.
Then we'll see you around, Farina.
Uhum.
Toodaloo to you too.
Ah lá, vai dormir lá, vai. Vai dormir, não quer ela ajudar? Então vai dormir. Ela cansou de atuar devido a 500 anos atuando como Arconte. Arconte.
Performing brings up too many painful memories now.
Depois que a Flor escolher. Ah é? Que da hora.
You didn't need to say it.
Que da hora, tipo, a interpretação.
How long now? We know the signs.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my...
Eita!
Shortly after you
Calma, PC.
but can you both
Era um
take a
momento para
moment
discutir
to
outra
discuss
coisa.
something
Tá.
Sorry. I was just dealing with a little...
Sadly, it's an.
I see. You see,
Oh, right. Sounds like everything worked. Yeah, she'd be livid. We've got.
Jeez.
Only joking. Calm down. Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission.
look. This is the last chance we have, though. So,
Yes, I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a
A última coisa que eu quero
troupe.
é deixar de
Every
contar.
one of us thinks of this troupe as their
Dupe.
home. Myself included.
you're right.
Fala aí, Giovanni, bom?
Well, sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Ah, sure. A voz da Paimon também. Ué, o que a outra tá fazendo aí? Tá doidona? Ah!
How did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a... Alright, I'm coming. No need to drag me.
Ué? Que viagem é essa?
Hello, one and all. I couldn't...
Farina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned. When you came to talk with me earlier, I my position and said some strongly word, and all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take
Whoosh.
that personally.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish.
Ah, o da cura da Charlotte é igual a Jean. Cura todos na ult? Aham. Cura todos Play Games.
You caught me.
É muito top.
But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help,
Lava
I
Week.
almost had a heart attack.
Lava Week.
How could we be worthy of having Lady?
There's no
É uma
need to
cura
think
top,
that.
porém dura menos que o da Jean. Aí cura muito.
Just for
Sim, não sei se você entendeu.
I was wondering if this troop is so important to all of you. Why
Pois não,
does
se
it, if the
separar.
difficulties are purely
Operação
financial,
puramente
then there must
financeira,
be
deve
some
haver uma solução. Você poderia pausar o espetáculo
While
enquanto
you look for a
apresentar.
sponsor, everyone seems so devoted to the troop. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll.
We all want to believe that, but everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troop.
Her name was O'Reilly. And she was
Aurea.
the founder, as well as the art.
What?
That's actually how I recognize these two. It was all.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Farina. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength.
É, mano, você viu? Da hora, né?
Yeah. After that,
É que a Jean ela sempre foi boa, é que o pessoal não
how to handle the business.
dava muito questão. Tipo assim, ela usa sombra verde, né, cara? Ela cura, ela tira a resistência dos bichos e ainda cura. É uma boa.
But ultimately,
Oh,
Ainda causa muito dano, né? Já que a Nemo, se você buildar ela certinho.
Terrible waste. A gift. I suppose it's fair to say then that.
Yes, exactly.
Olá, tudo bem, Nezuko? Nezuko Neko.
Thing I followed the traveler here.
Bem-vinda.
Farina.
I know what you're thinking. I can, however, but only if you feel this is something.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that.
we unfortunately don't have any budget for a
I don't need any compensation. Something I've begun to realize. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. What about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? An interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly take, par exemple, how this troop pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then.
Monólogo dramático.
You know the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to? Come on, take.
Thank you all.
Essa pai é tonta.
Our director was a huge fan of Miss Farina's performances, as of course we all are. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space.
Tá, e agora? Vá até o local do ensaio. Aí fala muda. Bora. Muda. O local do ensaio. Tá bem ali do lado.
Say cheese!
65 metros? Ah, tá pra entrar agora, né? Se não bugar, tá bom. Que legal. Nossa, mano.
Huh? Lady Farina?
What's Lady Farina doing here?
Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Farina will be these two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on up. You bet! That was the trial of the century!
You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying the Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front, trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the protagonist of the story is a young
Jovem que se transformou em humana, apesar de desfrutar.
She longed to live just like any other human. And sure enough, she found friendship. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down.
So far, so good. A classic tale.
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the
Que roteiro curto. Bem resumido o negócio.
People have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah. Like they say, truth is stranger than fiction, but then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from... The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the story. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Farina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get it.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for...
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role.
Ela atuava bem, né? Atua bem, né?
You're making me all flustered. Although, I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1. Let's check in with Paulo and see what
O nome do negócio.
Said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson. Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So allons-y. To Poisson!
The Poisson. Let's go. Oh, Buraldi. E aí, Buraldi? É? Esse é o bichão, então. Esse negócio aqui me lembra muito... Aí, ó, sim. Vai lá, sim. Me lembra muito aquele evento que teve das ilhas, onde tinha lá umas paradas de teatro dos corvos. Né não? Né não? Elaine. Aí, Elaine. Olha o nome. É. Então tá, né? Então tá, né? Não é nem estranho esse nome. Calma, PC, calma. Testei a Furina, Elan, Bárbara e Caso. Ó. Bárbara de protótipo e uma boa recarga consegue lutar todo o tempo todo e fazer o mesmo que a Almadinha. Ela ainda dá mais 15% de buffidro. Caramba, mano. Da hora. Travadinha. Então, é o PC chorando. Ele está chorando, ele chora o tempo todo. Até arrumar uma memória ele vai ficar chorando, gente. Ele perdeu as memórias. As memórias do passado, do presente e do futuro, elas consistem em ser memoriáveis. Olha só. Tudo está conforme o planejado, travando. Nossa, eu não tenho cachorro desse jeito, pera. Eu não tenho esse cão. Ah, eu não tenho rede. Não, fica aí, cão. Eu vou lá buscar uma rede. Quero capturar tu, eu não tenho tu. O cara para no meio da missão, capturar o bicho. Quero ir na Zuma. É aqui que vende a rede, né? Rede Onibiuca. Onibiuca. Como que é? Nossa, mano, é muito doido o nome. Aqui, ó. Fala aí, o Wakwakumaru. Wakamurasaki. Murasaki Barakun. Oniubiqua. A rede Oniubiqua. Alright. Alright, this time is again. Let's go. Agora é o momento caçada. Pokémon. Vamos colocar aqui a rede em seu devido lugar. Vou pôr aqui no final. Pronto. Ai. O cachorro tá aqui ainda, rapaz. Top. Fala aí, tiozinho. Bom. Cara, o pior é que não tem esse cachorro aqui, mano. É novo. É novo esse cão aqui. Ah, olha lá, viu? Cão de caça castanho. Viu? Eu não tinha. Uhul. Bora. Eita. E aquele cão ali, será que eu já tenho? Deixa eu ver qual que é. Esse aqui eu acho que eu tenho. Não, peraí, tá diferente. Será que eu tenho? Fala aí, cão. Olha, cão de caça ambar. Cara, eu não tinha os cachorros daqui. Então tá, né? Deve ter mais algum perdido por aqui.
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying. Who is it?
What is this?
Is this...
It's me. It's me.
Okay then. Looking forward to your match.
So, as expected,
The ending is even once he's.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in
Eita, quem que apareceu?
I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are.
A voz dela no inglês.
Too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Palo? Looks like you could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That
What?
sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll.
Get over here, you!
How oblivious are you?
Ué? A cara da fúria.
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Please, must our conversations take such a depressing turn every time we meet? We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very good point. But for now, at least, I think I should stay with the way I'm feeling for a while longer.
It's okay. These things take time. Moving on from a painful experience is easier said than done. Which brings me to why I'm here. I thought you should probably know that not everyone here is ready to forgive and forget after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe. To avoid upsetting the peace, I told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the theater troupe, and that you are just an actress playing the role of Farina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all. Like my father. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Eita.
Off we go then. Let's take a look up there.
Let's
I don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest with. So maybe she's right.
Será que essa missão é muito grande?
I'm so grateful that Miss Navia was so understanding. To be perfectly honest, I didn't know if I was ready to meet her. It's always easiest to just run away from your problems. But that never fixes anything. You can't get around the obstacles.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared of coming. Still, I felt it was something I had to do. As I was saying before, I want to see for myself the things that I never... I'd be overjoyed if the people here could find it in their hearts to forgive me. But they're more likely... Yeah. I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other people, especially when they had suspicion or resentment in their eyes. I guess I wasn't quite ready for this after all.
I'm not surprised you're making yourself go through all of this.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see.
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over there.
Probably time we made a move. How about we check out Spina di Rosula's ship? We should have a view of the whole of
Ô louco, sim, que isso? Eita. Pera aí. Ué, aqui tá normal. Rege. Eita, cai não.
I'm sorry. You probably just wanted a relaxing stroll.
We don't mind. It's actually refreshing to see a different side.
Great. Well, I appreciate your company, so please don't disappear just yet. I don't know whether you can tell, but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time as I stand here by the ship. I can't get the images of the rising water out of my mind. One after another, people were taken by the water. All those treasured they thought their god would protect them. They had absolute faith that when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came. And the Hydro Archon did nothing.
Vixe, pesado.
You shouldn't look at it like that. You're only doing your duty.
I've had to go through so many moments like that for the sake of protecting the truth. As time went on, it got harder and harder to bear. And I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task and was haunted by the thought of being left. Fortunately, we were able to avoid the worst case scenario thanks to the help of heroic individuals such as yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and I finally regained my
Agora ela pode ser quem ela quiser, né? Ser quem ela é. Mas e agora? Será que ela lembra quem ela é? 500 anos atuando?
Paimon would have never imagined you'd see it that way.
Reward? I guess so. Back then, I didn't even dare to dream about having someone to confide in. I was scared of someone recognizing me for who I truly was. And exposed. Believe in the Farina you see on stage. She is the one who can. I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's
Olá, moebinha. Ah, que bom. Gostou da quest?
Maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case? I don't know what's gotten into you today. I'm making an effort here. You could at least try to do the same. I do. I once had nothing but the truth, and now I'm finally free to live my own life again. And even though I have no idea where, at least the choice is in my hands. Alright, it's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Sure. Okay, let's head back and check it out.
Essa música em francês ficou muito linda, você acha? A France, le France, les France de France, les Friends de France, viram de muito baixo. Se estiver travando aí, galera, sinto muito por travadeiras. Como vocês sabem, deu problema no computador e ele está tentando sobreviver.
You're supposed to be cutting down on fried foods, not wolfing down copious quantities of fish and chips, you know?
Come on. It's not a
Peixe com batata
My
frita.
character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills me to watch you.
Oh no, looks like there are. We're back!
You're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a crane, but he outgrew that role. The costume, at least. So he was playing the boar instead.
Sorry.
The boar's not a bad character, actually. He's the one who raises the little Oceanid, yes?
That's right. He has some pretty memorable lines too. Like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one.
Wait, that sounds kind of familiar.
Important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's life. She kept quiet about all the trials and tribulations she faced in running our troupe, allowing us to devote ourselves fully to perform. It was only after she was gone that we realized how
You mentioned earlier that the troupe is like your
A
home.
trupe era o seu lar.
I was born with an
Oxi.
incurable illness, and once my family found out it couldn't be treated, I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. She took me under her wing, taught me to both
Nada, já passou uma borracha. Já sim, mano.
my meds, took care of me when my condition decided
Passei sim, Play Games. Mas 3 vezes. Testei várias vezes. Passei na placa de vídeo, que eu achei que era placa de vídeo.
Incredible person.
Eu limpei tudo, cara, praticamente.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe.
E é muito complicado.
All of us were so
É
proud
muito
to be our
cabroso.
director. I was a lost child too when she found me. As the
Passei borracha branca.
My parents weren't around when I was little, so I got sent to an orphanage. The other kids were always
Limpei bem o
making fights with
contato. Passei o pincel
things like,
que eu uso pra limpar
"You must be pretty
lá
tough
na
for
parte,
yourself,
né, da
girl."
placa-mãe, assim. Eu limpei tudo certinho.
Just to taunt me though.
Mas não,
I was an
não.
easy target, and they knew it.
É, Vitaiga.
Got beaten up so
Bom.
bad that I just couldn't take it anymore. So I ran
É,
away.
o que você tá rindo aí,
I
rapaz?
lost all faith in humanity by that point. I thought the whole world was
Let me guess. Fortunately, the next person you ran into.
Diretora?
for the first time in my life.
The day you hoped would never come.
Oh, you're
O
finally.
nome do cara, velho.
Get your butt over here. There's someone I need to introduce you to. This is a
Farina? The Farina?
Mano, sério que deixaram o nome do cara desse jeito aqui? É muito estranho eu ler isso,
The
cara.
honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about
Correto é
you
limpar com álcool
and your wonderful
o seu próprio.
story.
Mas não tem, né?
Wanted to do something to help.
Aí complica.
Even so, this is just. Oh, wow.
Essa memória, pra quem não sabe,
Now, where was I?
essa que deu problema,
Yes, the
foi o
specs,
seguinte.
of course.
Ela tinha parado de pegar quando eu tava utilizando outro PC. O que aconteceu?
Already familiar with the beginning
Ela parou de pegar do nada.
Little Ocean
E aí eu pensei, o que que eu faço?
wishes of her family.
Aí eu peguei,
Love and friendship in
lavei ela com... Deixei de molho, na verdade, um dia inteiro,
strikes.
com sabão em
People
pó.
start to notice that all the
É sério, eu taquei sabão em pó lá, deixei de molho a memória. Aí depois eu deixei mais 24 horas secando.
flowers are withering.
Aí depois
People begin to panic.
eu passei um
Little Ocean
negócio, aí ela voltou a pegar.
and her lover decide to do something
Ela ficou
and investigate the
Cara,
truth of the matter together.
um ano e pouco, quase 2 anos pegando, normal. Agora começou a dar problema de novo.
Over the years,
Tá querendo tomar outro banho no...
to flee the as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually.
É, véi.
Since the little Oceanid is a water
Nossa
spirit,
senhora.
she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity.
Cachorro? Que cachorro, panda?
The crisis. Her lover accepts
Aquele que eu
her for who
capturei?
she is and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, the little Oceanid
Mas por que que o nome do cara tem que ser assim? Vocês não acham estranho o nome dele, não?
water away and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then.
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover.
But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Well, she mainly wanted to save her lover, plus everyone who'd stood up for her.
Through her love for her human partner, she was able to find an even greater love. One that extended to all of humanity.
Ah, você fez a quest?
There's actually something.
O lombroso?
You know the protagonist
Agora que eu lembrei do cachorro lombroso.
right? And she never had the chance to experience our world. If we're serious about dedicating this show to her memory, we should make the ending as true to life as possible. What about if the little Oceanid...
Álcool 70, mas pode? Ô Dias, pode tacar no álcool 70?
never gets out, and humanity continues down the path to extinction.
That sounds like too cruel of an ending to me.
Alquinho 70, será que resolve?
A little irresponsible to present to the audience.
That ending would be a perfect mirror to Director Aureli's death. Both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing,
Aí ela,
Aureli had
Play
instructed
Games.
us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the
Ainda prefiro ela.
and wait for her outside the city. We waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared.
Ele precisa chamar do panda, é?
We looked
Chamando
for her. The
panda.
Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found.
Qual álcool você tá falando, Dias? Aquele álcool normal ou
To
70?
her being the latest victim
É.
in a serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world.
Nunca tentei.
Yet she was sacrificed.
Ai, ai.
Doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing.
Vilma? The one who's
Vilmante.
playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that because... Well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was
Eita,
deep
eita.
You
O cara se revelou ali, rapaz. Meu Deus. Bota álcool 70 e taca fogo na memória.
keeping secrets from
Não, Ebinha, que
never
isso?
be able to agree on honest to how we feel.
Não.
I did tell
Eu fico
her
sem memória.
once, but she turned me down pretty much straight away. She said that we were all like brothers and sisters to her, and she never considered us as potential romantic partners. Not that it came as a shock or anything. It was what I was expecting to hear. So I told her I'd always be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said, maybe one day in the future, when everyone's settled into their own lives and on the up and up, and, well, maybe then she could
Interessante,
consider what she
cara.
really wanted in her life.
Você tá bugada a voz. Não usa o comum, não. Ah, tá. Qual que é? Ah, na falta do isopro...
Then I'm gonna make sure it does right by Aureli.
Onde será que tem esse daí? Depois eu vou ver.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Vilmont. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never.
Será, ô Dias? Será que seria bom comprar esse
If we're ever going to reach a final decision.
isoprólico e passar na placa-mãe também?
Time to go visit Vilma.
O que você acha?
Are you ready to face
Limpar a placa-mãe também? A placa-mãe, limpar as duas memórias, limpar da placa de vídeo.
I'll do whatever it takes. Funny you should ask, though. You really do get what I'm going through right now.
I certainly do.
Beleza, Dias. Valeu aí.
Everyone. Allons-y.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Esta vida assim como suave fio de música. Furina fureca. Cabeça de cavalinho. Opa, pega aí, pega aí. Aí, bora. Let's go, let's go. Vem, fritecos. Venham.
Oh, this is tough going.
Ixi.
Journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Ah, mano, no meio da cutscene. Oh,
We should all be
no meio da cutscene os pets tá atacando louco.
wait.
Olha lá. Estão matando os bichos antes da hora, velho. Calma aí.
Don't you remember why? Hydro Archon willingly gave up all
Uma
her
cena
powers
de
so it
mulher
could
no
convert him
notebook
into
do cara
Dominion.
matando.
As we
Estende no
discussed
vara. Nossa, panda.
Precisely. As much as it pains me, unfortunately,
Isoprólico é para limpar componentes eletrônicos. Pode usar sem ver.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable. Hey, lay off
Até mais, valeu.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Aw, too bad.
Sorry to leave.
Ah é? Vai lá. Vai lá, pet. Festa. Festa dos pets. Nossa, tô apanhando. Eita.
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you.
Ressuscitou?
It's cleared now.
Ah, eu sempre usei ele, mas digamos que... Eu ainda não testei no Abismo os dois juntos. Tem que testar qualquer hora aí.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh? Oh, it's you guys. Wait, what's Lady Farine?
I can explain. We've been rounding up the...
Sequência de eventos. Tá.
You think knowing the truth about the director's disappearance will... If I open this can of worms now...
Viamal, unless you mean to suggest...
I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, Viamal. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sack the little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an
This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from... We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then... So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the... It seemed like a win-win. The question...
NPC call.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes, but she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, the merchant was furious, berated us for going back on our word and I was going to sort it on my own, but the director stopped me. She said that this was an issue for the whole troupe and it wasn't my fault. But things only got worse from there. The synth merchant just wouldn't let up. Suddenly, the director told us all to leave the city one day. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then. And after the yeah.
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean? You were afraid? This was a life and death situation. How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered. She was the love of my life. And he has the gall to try and high road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show. How about
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I did in my life.
Eita.
So I can meet the director.
Só depressão aqui.
Get out of my sight. Go, get lost.
I don't ever want to see your face.
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both. Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships and the truth? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotion?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of what she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. I understand why.
Panda, é o seu irmão.
But isn't she your hero?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You can't. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, if she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but...
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
So, the ending.
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the true star of the show.
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items, but if you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can get a better sense of what she went through.
You really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's truth.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your keep.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Marmonia. The rest of you...
Tá. Tem que ir atrás de coisas. Procure pelos pertences da antiga diretora do trupe. Pera. Engraçado, as roupas dos NPC parecem aquelas pinturas corporais que fizeram um pouco e eram exibidos nos... Oxi, que isso, Panda? Do nada, Panda. Você acha que parece? Guessia. Gente, eu vou pegar um café e já volto aqui, ok? Solo um minuto.
Good deeds and bad. In the end, all will be placed upon the scales. Luck can swing the results of a single game, but it's bound to run out sooner or later.
Bom, voltei. Aí eu vivo reciclando os NPCs, só mudam a cor do cabelo. Não só NPC, também os personagens, né? Vocês já perceberam? É como se mudasse só a skin e os movimentos. Assim. Eles têm que ter uma base para alguma coisa.
To review some recovered items connected to... Still, since you were the ones who discovered and submitted the evidence in the first place...
So, this is...
Hey!
Abra a caixa logo. Bora.
Let me take a look.
Vamos ver. O que tem dentro?
Aha! I found something.
Um diário?
Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. If we'd had the chance to examine this note...
Lachey took so many lives. It's still so...
I guess O'Reilly must have written all of this down in the hope that her wait, it cuts off.
Alright, this time is again.
Handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
Eita, manda. Vocês escapar. Foi pego. Tá, foi talvez eu perdi a noção. Sinto muito escrever isso, mas por enquanto poderia fazer. Já me disse depois manda ainda me notando o que? Realmente proteger sempre de verdade, vai. Do estômago, tá, ixi. Frio, nossa. Tava doente. Ô louco. Tá preu, ele escreveu enquanto tava morrendo. Pesada.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but at the end of the day, I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been.
Nossa, tá demais, panda. Tá doido.
This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no...
Isn't that the most important line?
Because I am an older sister to them.
Oh.
So she didn't regret her decision. Even as she sat in silence. I'm sure this is what the troop would have hoped to hear as well. She had their utmost trust, admiration, and...
Dá trabalho mesmo, mãe. Não é fácil não. Tá, tem que ter uns programador bom também. Acima? Mas pera aí. Não tem mais nada aqui dentro, né? Não tem escada nem nada aqui, né? Vai lá, filhão. Cabeça de pão. Orelha de pato. Leve o diário da diretora de volta. De volta. Está de volta do outro lado deste espetáculos. Vamos nessa. E agora? Será o final da peça? O Ivan com fúria.
She deserves a hero's farewell. If that's the only way to convey to the audience that
Even in the last moments of
Fala aí, Jeff.
She did her best to protect as many people as we know what choice.
I will channel all my regret and I won't ask for
Ah, quero ver agora.
How can you be so sure when you've never even seen...
Don't underestimate my experience. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and aren't human emotions. I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story
Tranquilo,
to life
Jeff.
on stage than they are now.
Levando a vida.
For the vote of confidence.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to just...
Actually, before that, I'd like during the curtain call.
Huh? But then...
After all,
É que eu tive que baixar o jogo de novo.
to be played by the director.
Sacou?
I'm just filling in.
Aí eu baixei o jogo de novo, você sabe, né? Quando baixa, parece que vem em inglês, cara.
Her
Não,
life,
não vi a opção lá de mudar.
her name.
Acho que eu instalei tão rápido que nem vi. Depois tem que baixar.
Alright, I'll leave.
Procure a stage?
Oh, it's okay.
Calor.
Don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's
What are you afraid of?
No, that's not.
It is supposed to be your grand finale, right?
Que isso, Panda?
I'll take your silence as
Abaixar tudo vai custar... Mano, é 15 GB só a versão japonês.
Don't disappoint me.
Não é não? Por que que aqui não tem?
It'll reflect poorly on me too.
Uhum.
Come on. We'll need to get the go-ahead
Ai.
from the roulette.
Pera. Travou. Travou. Aff, mano, sério, tem que... Vou conversar com o Novilete, mano. Ah, não acredito. Aí lascou tudo. Toda vez tem que ir atrás da porcaria do Novilete. Ah... Os caras não conseguem resolver os problemas de Fontaine de boas. Que maldade.
Hey, look at that. Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
Ó, vou mostrar pra vocês. Áudio, idioma, inglês, chinês 11 GB para baixar, japonês 15. Mano, 15 GB a mais no japonês. E o abismo? Ah, passei até que de boa. E aí, Clenildo, bom?
You'd be here.
Ah, levando a vida, mano.
Only for a short
E
break.
aí?
It has been a while, Miss Farina. And you too, traveler in Paimon. What might I assist you with today?
Vocês acham que a voz em inglês do Novilete combinou mais?
Epic place for an event.
I understand. A process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome. But given that the request is coming from the three of you, I see no reason to make things unduly difficult. The story of the little Oceanid is most fascinating. I'm looking forward to seeing it performed on stage.
Então, Panda, agora tu me dá missão.
Nice to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
Huh? What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your departure from deityhood.
At first, I just felt bad about rejecting them. So I wanted to learn a little bit more about the
Fala aí disso.
past. We sat, maybe it's...
I'm truly delighted.
Bom, vou pular essa parte aqui.
Well, if the experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo.
Ó, a voz do Novelete aqui no inglês é cabulosa, velho.
This makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your outstanding acting talents once more.
Haven't I already made myself clear? Nor do I think it is any great... This experience is a case in point. I must admit...
I see. I sincerely hope...
Thanks, Nervala.
You are very welcome.
Na Gillette. Vou na Gillette. Neuviletto. Eu quero cutscene, me dê cutscenes. Manda uma cutscene aí.
Good news, everyone. It's done. The Opera Epiclese is booked. Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Nervalette was moved to provide us with a fitting stage for this. We've had to fight every step.
Trava não, jogo fedido.
The sooner we can... Fiamma and I just went over some parts of the script.
Communication is vital to...
Trava não.
Look at us.
Lau, vamos ver aqui. Tá, onde que... Tá, vamos lá então. Quero ver a apresentação.
Free to give us any...
Hey, Loic, get...
Olha que legal. Pará, 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 pará. Vai ter cutscene? Oxi. Eu quero cutscene.
Cursed Cleo.
É, ó, que da hora.
Waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame.
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back.
Leave this place, O little Oceanid, and never, ever look back.
Acabou?
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's a...
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any... Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they...
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this...
How could you do this to yourself? And after that...
I'm sorry.
You...
Miss Ver...
Say no more. Loic, your character
Oh, yeah. I think my scenes are all done. Although,
Nem conheço esse.
I do have one more line.
Please take dull feedback.
Thank you, Miss Farina.
Never mind. No one likes regrets. Myself, leave it to me. I've watched you rehearse so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by...
I do not doubt your acting skills, but please allow me to ask just one more question. After all, this show is dedicated to the life. What, in your opinion?
It's her pure heart, despite all the pain and loneliness she had to endure.
Well said. I leave Director O'Reilly in your hand.
Não tá não, Jeff. Ué? Vixe, tem câmera lenta por quê?
Is she here yet? Let's get here.
She's not coming!
You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu aux
Caraca.
L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies et la cité elle nourrit ainsi que toi mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My... wish...
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Non, le grand amour ne suffit pas. Seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Moi, je suis serai toujours là, à voir le monde et sa beauté. Et ça ne changera jamais, jamais.
Que da hora. Então ela realmente conseguiu.
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now? She hasn't been seen for a while now, and she just appears out of nowhere? Gotta say though, her acting skills are as superb as ever.
The little Oceanid, Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognize me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself. Even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on.
Oh, so it was Farina after all. She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
Alright, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work
I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? And Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that. I've got no idea what happened there either. I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy?
Let's go check on her as soon as we...
Yes. Plus, if nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished...
Volte para ver do Pilavok. Lobeski. Subiriski. Vambora. Zugridisk. Nossa senhora. Não trava não o jogo, fila da mãe. Vambora. É uma preguiça cabulosa. $800, tem que voltar lá na cidade. Jogo cada dia mais pesado, tá foda. Ah, não é essas travadeiras que tá dando aqui, Jeff, é meu PC mesmo, não é o jogo não. O jogo até que tá bem otimizado. Genshinauta, hoje pela noite, quer fazer meu piso 12? Ah, né, panda. Você nem se preocupa se meu PC vai queimar ou não, né, ó, pilantra. Tá travando, rapaz, como que eu vou fazer? Você viu eu tentando fazer o do Michael lá? Não tava dando certo. Porque ficava travando muito. Vocês não tem dó de mim, velho. Como é que pode isso? Oxe, outra cutscene?
You're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success?
You'll be good!
That's wonderful.
I'm so sorry. Don't look even though you couldn't...
I've had bad...
Blaming your bad...
Oh, don't you...
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with the...
Essa cara da... Eita, travou de novo.
After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the little Oceanit to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah. It's
Não é não, Jeff? Eu tava fazendo isso. Ai, ai.
Maybe our paths
Hey, don't just walk off!
Ué?
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting...
You should do it.
Oh, so what about you, Miss Farina?
Well, Frank, you rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks.
Vocês estão ouvindo o barulho do ventilador?
Sorry.
Tá bem do lado aqui agora. Mas e agora? Acabou.
Maybe. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do, yeah.
Bom.
There was one expensive, but from now on, I want to watch them blossom. I'm sure this
Sounds like you're ready. The more you get out into the world, the more you...
if a vision, then I should do.
Acabou? Agora a gente tem acesso aqui, total aqui. Interessante.
It's ironic to think that in my whole time as a god, I could only ever dream, and now that the gods have given me their blessing, it actually feels more like I'm fine. Is that how he...
Ó, legal isso. Beleza, Panda. Coisa aqui. Elaine.
Thank you so much. It might turn out to be too little.
Será que vai dar pra voltar aqui sempre? Não, não dá pra voltar. Já era. Gente, eu vou indo lá então, tá? Vou ir lá almoçar. Valeu aí pela participação. À noite, se tudo estiver de boa assim, eu faço live lá na roxinha, beleza? Então não esquece, deixa o like aí, compartilha com os amigos. Valeu. Até a próxima livezinha. Fui.